Hi, good morning students. I am Vaishali Shah from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology, and in our subject called Fluid Mechanics and Hydraulics, we are going to study a dimensional analysis today. We started this chapter from our last two sessions. So in last lecture we discussed Rayleigh method for dimensional analysis. First of all, what is dimensional analysis? So dimensional analysis is a method from which you can convert one unit into another unit, and there are mainly two methods for dimensional analysis for converting one unit into another, and the first was Rayleigh method, and we already discussed Rayleigh method in our last session. Now second method is Buckingham-Pi method, Buckingham-Pi theorem method, and in today's lecture we will discuss Buckingham-Pi method. So let's start. In a Buckingham-Pi method, it is more generalized method for dimensional analysis than Rayleigh method. It is used mostly in a worldwide for dimensional analysis, and nowadays it is very popular method. And here in this method, the arranges the variables into lesser number of dimensional group of variables, because Buckingham used pi. Here Buckingham used pi to represent the product of variable in each group. So we call it as a Buckingham-Pi theorem. In Buckingham-Pi theorem, the statement is, if n, which is small n, is the total number of variables in a dimensionally homogeneous equation. There are total number of variables indicate as small n, and homogeneous equation containing m, small m, which is your fundamental dimensions, then they may be grouped into n minus m pi terms. Remember that here n is a total number of variables and m is a fundamental dimensions. So the function which is written as function of x1, x2 up to xn equals to 0. It is written in this form. So the function relationship between written as phi into pi1, pi2 up to pi n minus m equals to 0. So the final equation obtained in form of pi1 equals to function of pi2, pi3 up to pi minus m, pi n minus m equals to 0. This is the final form of equation by Buckingham-Pi theorem, when you can replace by pi here. So pi1 is a function of pi2, pi3 up to pi n minus m equals to 0. It is suitable where n, which is your total number of variable, n is greater than or equals to 4. This method is suitable where n greater than equals to 4, and it is not applicable if n minus m equals to 0. Clear? So remember that here. Now we will solve an example. For that, remember that n is a total number of variable and m is a fundamental dimensions. Okay. So here are some steps, some procedure for solving example by Buckingham-Pi theorem. So where first list all the variables and note down what is n and what is m. N, m, n. List out n, m, n first, where n is the total number of variables and m is a number of fundamental dimensions, which are 3, m, l, t. Remember that number of fundamental dimensions are always 3, that is m, l, t. Now compute the number of pi terms in a form of n minus m, n minus m. Write the equation in functional form. Now write the equation in general form. We already studied in our introduction of pi theorem function form and general form. Okay. Now select, this is important, select the repeating variable must have all of the m fundamental dimensions and should not form a pi among themselves. Here you have to select a repeating variable, but in repeating variable there must be all three fundamental dimension in form of m, l and t. So normally the repeating variable are selected as first d, v, rho, distance, velocity and mass density, l, v, rho, length, velocity, mass density, d, v, mu, l, v, mu. Normally we will select repeating variable like this in this sequence, okay. And again last step, solve each pi term for unknown which is represented by dimensional homogeneity, okay. So let's start our example. First example, the resisting force R of a supersonic plane during flight can be considered as dependent upon the length of the aircraft L, velocity V, air viscosity mu, air density rho and bulk modulus of air K. Now express the functional relationship between variables and the resisting force. This is the same example which we solved by Rayleigh method. In last lecture we solved the same example by using Rayleigh method, and today we will solve the same example by using Buckingham pi theorem method, okay. So let's start. Here as we know that resisting force is a function of length, velocity, viscosity, mass density and bulk modulus of elasticity. So R is a function of L, V, rho, L, V, mu, rho, K, which is written as function of R, L, V, mu, rho, K equals to 0. In Buckingham pi theorem method, it is written as function of R, L, V, mu, rho, K equals to 0. Now here there are total number of variables which is n equals to 6. R, L, V, 1, 2, 3, mu, rho, K, 4, 5, 6. So here number of variables are 6, small n equals to 6, and number of fundamental dimensions m equals to 3, which are m, l and t. So small m equals to 3. So here number of dimensionless pi terms equals to n minus m equals to 3. Here n minus m equals to 3. So here f equals to pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 equals to 0, and number of repeating variable m equals to 3. So there are 3 repeating variable we select, which is L, V and rho. Here you have to select the repeating variables. So we select the repeating variable as L, V and rho. Clear? Now the pi term written as pi 1 equals to L, a raised to L raised to a1, V raised to b1, rho raised to c1 and r, okay. Pi 2 equals to L raised to a2, V raised to b2, rho raised to c2 and mu. And third pi 3 equals to L raised to a3, V raised to b3, rho raised to c3 into k. Now each pi term is solved by principle of dimensional homogeneity. So how? First pi 1 term equals to, on left hand side, that is m0, l0, t0, because pi equals to 0, m0, l0, t0. And in pi 1, remember first in pi 1, on right hand side, first there is a length which is L, capital L raised to a1, Second is velocity, which is meter per second, that is L, t raised to minus 1 raised to b1. Third is rho, which is m, L raised to minus 3 raised to c1. And fourth is m, L, t raised to minus 2, which is your capital R. Now equating the power of mLT on both the sides. So here first power of m, which is 0, equals to c1 plus 1. So here c1 equals to minus 1. Second is power of L. On the left hand side power of L is 0. So here is a 0, and on the right hand side the power of L is a1 plus b1 minus 3c1 plus 1. So from this equation you get a1 equals to minus 2. If you place c1 equals to minus 1, and in the third power of t, on a left hand side power of t is 0, and on a right hand side, which is minus b1 minus 2. So you get b1 equals to minus 2. Now in second equation, which is power of L, if we place the value of c1 and b1 minus 1 and minus 2, you get a1 equals to minus 2. Okay, here we are placing the values of c1 and b1, minus 1 minus 2. So power of L, a1, that is minus 2. Okay. So here pi 1 terms become like this: pi 1 equals to L raised to minus 2, V raised to minus 2, rho raised to minus 2. So pi 1 is written as R upon rho L square V square. Clear? Same way you can solve pi 2 term. In a pi 2 term, m0, L0, t0, L raised to a2, which is your length, L velocity meter per second, L t raised to minus 1 raised to b2, m L raised to minus 3 raised to c2, and last, that is your mu, which is m L minus 1 t minus 1. Now equating power on the both the sides, we get power of m 0 equals to c2 plus 1. So c2 equals to minus 1. Now second power of t, which is 0 equals to minus b2 minus 1. So here b2 is minus 1. Now power of L equals to, compare power of L on both the sides. So 0 equals to a2 plus b2 minus 3c2 minus 1. Now we already have the values for c2 and b2, minus 1 minus 1. So placing in this equation, you get a2 equals to minus 1. Clear? So your equation is written as pi 2 equals to L raised to minus 1, V raised to minus 1, rho raised to minus 1 into mu. So pi 2 equals to mu upon rho L V. Clear? Now same way you can solve the pi 3 term, m0 L0 t0, L raised to a3, L t raised to minus 1 into raised to b3, m L raised to minus 3 raised to c3, m L minus 1 t minus 2. So equating the power of mLT on the both sides, first of all power of m 0 left hand side equals to c3 plus 1. So c3 equals to minus 1. Now third power of t, which is 0 minus b3 minus 2. So you get b3 equals to minus 2. Now we have the values of c3 and b3. Now power of L, 0 equals to a3 plus b3 minus 3c3 minus 1. So from placing the values of c3 and b3, you get A3 equals to 0. So placing in equation your pi 3 term is L0 V raised to minus 2 rho raised to minus 1 into K. So pi 2 equals to K upon rho V square. Clear? K by rho V square. Hence, a function of f equals f pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 equals to f of r upon rho L square V square, comma mu L V rho, comma K upon V square by rho equals to 0. Or you can written like this also, r upon rho L square V square equals to phi bracket mu L V rho, comma K upon V square into rho. So this is your final answer of this example by using Buckingham pi theorem method. So we solved same example first by Rayleigh method and second by Buckingham pi theorem method. Okay. So done for the today. Now in next lecture we will solve some more theories based on this chapter. Okay. Goodbye.